and welcome to Blueprint Radio, a guide to fitness, health, and wealth. And today we come to you from beautiful Tamarina Brickell. Here are my co-hosts, Dr. Scott Kjelson, Mr. Courtney Thomas.
Hello, hello.
And today we want to remind you why it is that we bring this show to you every week. And it is because we really have a passion for living a balanced, healthier life. Brickell, our guest, Mr. Zach Deal, fitness model and online trainer. Welcome, Zach. How are you?
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. I think we're just going to start right off with the theme of our show today, which is, how did you get started?
That's good. That's a good question. Well, before I started lifting weights or really got into any type of weight training or anything in the gym, I was a competitive martial artist for about 8 years. I did Taekwondo. So I went to the Junior Olympics. I went to the Pan Am Games, and I kind of I lost heart for it. So I took about a year off. I was about 19 years old. And I remember I started hanging out with this guy who was really into weight training. He did all kinds of metabolic, kind of how Tony trains. He was always real lean, and I was at this time I was 6'5", about 158 pounds.
Dr. Alejandro Badia, Chief Medical Officer at OrthoNow Orthopedic Urgent Care Centers. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you all.
So like we said, OrthoNow, love the concept, love the rehab center that you just opened up. We actually just came to your event recently, and the ARP therapy, which we'll jump into in a little bit. But you're a orthopedic surgeon, which is huge for us. We love having you on.
Hopefully you don't need me, but
no. Well, actually, last month I could have used you. And you also are very big in the aspect of recovery. I love it, and savings. One thing I want to touch up on, because of my field, let's say, is the pre-surgery, post-surgery, the nutrition aspect and recovery, reducing inflammation. How important do you think that is for your clients to understand diet is important to get to a better state, to recover properly, to reduce inflammation and fibrotic tissue?
I was really educating the public about orthopedic problems, so that involves everything in the periphery, and obviously nutrition is very important, particularly when we're doing big surgery. I only do upper limb surgery, so just to clarify that, I do from the fingertip to the shoulder. A lot of what I do is actually shoulder replacements, so that's with a prosthesis, older patients. So nutrition is very important. In fact, our medical director for the surgery center at Doral usually does an interview with the patient some weeks before and actually has them getting them on folic acid and vitamin B and other and even antioxidants to really help them in the recovery process.
For starters, I was listening to Tony earlier, and in hearing your steps towards physical fitness, I was thinking, wow, the parallels between physical fitness and financial fitness are so similar. There's so many things. It starts with discipline. So when you think of savings, the first thing that comes to mind is discipline. You have to get started. So you can't get better going to the gym unless you start going to the gym. You can't save money unless you start saving. So I think that's the first thing. Most people are waiting to get to that 15%, waiting to say, well, I can't put away 15% yet, so when I could get there, I'll start. And what I tell them is, you just got to start. You got to start. You got to take that first step. And for my clients and even our own advisors, I always say, it's like Newton's law of physics. An object at rest will tend to stay at rest, and an object in motion will tend to stay in motion. You got to get that motion going forward. So just like the gym, where you have to go to that gym, you got to get started. I think savings is the same way. You just got to start savings. There's no way to accumulate anything unless you take that first step. So that's the first thing I would add to it.
Action.
I think the second thing is, the discipline of keeping that going. Too many times people will put instant gratification at the expense of long-term vision, long-term goals. So instead of, you mentioned the brand names, instead of spending $4 or $5 for a cup of coffee, maybe giving that up once a day, instead of having 2 or 3 of those a day, have 1, have 2, and then put that money away. And then, of course, as you mentioned, the time told the strategy of, you got to pay yourself first.
Tell us a little bit about B Major. B Major started off first as a record label, and I started off with an artist named Pleasure P, which was in the group Pretty Ricky. I got him as a solo artist, did his solo project, got nominated for 3 Grammys, and decided to move on and try to work with other people. So now I'm looking for new artists and new talent to discover. But also under the B Major umbrella, I have B Major events where I just started now that I retired doing events for different friends. I was always social throughout my time in the league. So like I've done stuff for like Lala Anthony and Venus and Serena, stuff like that. So I'm just trying to expand and just do more events. I do a Sunday brunch and dinner party and stuff like that. And the next thing is, when a lot of my friends come to town, they always want to get booked out here in Miami, so now I'm gonna start to do major bookings.
Absolutely, absolutely. How's that transition?
It's been good. I mean, because I don't look at it as work. Because when you enjoy doing stuff, you don't look at it as work. It's kind of like your passion. So you just get up, and I kind of get to, for the first time, get to set my own schedule because I was always on the clock and have to be somewhere at 8 in the morning, you know. But now I kind of can move how I want to move. So
exactly.
I like that.
Yeah, so it really creates an experience that's unlike anything in the world. When you got 2,500 people that are all into electronic dance music, for example, that are all into the DJs and all into trance and techno and house music. And for 4 days, and you go to Jamaica, and everybody's on the same lifestyle, I guess you could say. Right. The same loves and the same passions. And what makes it unique than a land festival is you've got a smaller amount of people, so only like 2,500 people, and you really get to know people and build relationships. And that's one of the very unique things. And now, you know, waking up every day in a new island and new beach parties and pool parties and theme parties and like all that stuff. And it's something that they never forget forever.
Right. And so how did you come up with the concept of calling your cruise goers captain? I mean, 2,500 captains, really?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love it. I want to be the captain of your ship.
You come on one of our cruises,
I'm a
you
captain?
will be the captain.
Oh,
you come, you will be the captain. And we take that
I'm going to share my captainship.
Miami?
And please, please, please stick around for my fitness tips.
Yes, please do.
Seconds, a traditional plank. So we're gonna start here. This is how we do it. Time lapse, we're holding it. We're holding, keeping our abs engaged. Hips are flexed, digging into the ground, keeping your back parallel the whole way through. All right? So after this 30 seconds, we're then gonna start doing a hip swivel, working our obliques, left to right. So start going left to right. We wanna engage, driving that elbow into the ground, working those hips left to right. We're gonna do this for 30 seconds. All right, you still want to maintain that flat back on the top part of the movement, but at the same time, we're not losing our abdominal engagement. We're keeping that muscle firing the whole time through. And then lastly, for the last 30 seconds, we're going to get ballistic, all right? We're going to open and close, working those abs, getting up and down, all right? We're going to do this for 30 seconds, incorporating nothing but our hip flexors, our abs, and keeping our core tight all the way through. Got about 10 more seconds. Seems like 10 minutes. Yeah. Now this is a quick and simple exercise that you can do at the home, at the office. And Dr. Padilla, thanks for being the amazing client that you are. And that's Tony's tips for today.